your music influences?
Oh man, I've done it so long that
All of it?
yeah, and see, I'm so old that I predate rock and roll, so I already had musical tastes established before. I remember real well hearing my first rock and roll record, thinking, oh yeah, okay, that's for me. I remember hearing Dixieland on the radio, asking my father what it was, and it was like, my mother played piano in the Baptist church, and she was classically trained and was a music teacher, but she couldn't teach me. I got really screwed up vision. I can't read music to this day. And I learned to play, well, basically by myself and from a couple of old black guys who showed me that there was another way to do it besides the way my mother did, and that I didn't have to read the dots. And but again, it was pre-rock and roll. So when I heard my first rock and roll music, it was like it was giving me something to do with the thing that I was learning, because it really rock and roll, when you're playing rock and roll piano, I mean, I went to my first gig knowing how to play 3 patterns. I had 2 fast patterns and a slow pattern, and that's all I knew. But it was enough. And it's an octave and a chord, and if you play it like this, it's one thing. If you play it like that, it's something else. And rock and roll in 1957 was really that simple. In the community that I grew up in, I was exposed to blues musicians. The last of the classic blues musicians, without even really knowing it. And the first serious musical experience I had, other than listening to my mother play, I saw what I didn't know who they were then, but what I later discovered was the Memphis Jug Band, Will Shade and the Memphis Jug Band, in an alley behind my father's office building in downtown Memphis. And I'd never seen or heard anything like it in my life, and it just, from then on, all I really wanted was to find out what that was and where it was and how to get to it. And of course, in 1951, there was a racial barrier between me and Will Shade that was like the wall of China, but gradually I managed to get across the barrier.